Okay, let's try this again. It's a glitch with YouTube. It's actually not my Wi-Fi this time. Although the screen is black, it's that's me. That's not YouTube. Give me a second because I can't see the chat yet. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Can you guys hear me? If you can someone give me a thumbs up, please? I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not. Here we go. You can hear. Yay! So this time it was YouTube. Apparently they're having a glitch. Wasn't me this time. Donkey, Jewel, Leslie, Lonnie McGee. That reminds me of Bobby McGee. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I know there's background noise because I decided to come outside. It's such a beautiful day and we've had so much rain. If it is too much in the background, I'll just take it back inside. Great. So what's up? It's been a while. I've been gone for about 3 months now. Regardless of what others think. There's Buffy. Hold on a second, Buffy. Let me hand you what you deserve. There. Buffy should be coming up now. You should have your wrench back. Or did I wrench the wrong person? Let me see. Nope. Looks like there we go. Yeah, that's not... Gosh, you guys can hear. Let me turn it down a little and see if it's any better. Okay, is that better without the mower? Someone decided to mow their grass. I know it's early in the States. It's only 9:30 here. So I turned that volume down a bit. And is that better with the background noise? You should hear nothing but the birds because we've had so much rain here that today was such a beautiful day. I didn't want to stay inside. Okay. Well, welcome, Lonnie. At this point, I'm not sure who is using an alt and who is actually using their real names. I know on our channel, my mods go under their names. They don't go under alt on here, so. Welcome, Phoebe. Congratulations on your channel. I know I've been absent. Well, I've been absent for a couple reasons, and one being that I got a death threat, and on the authorities basically wanted me to close my channel completely. That's what they advised. I didn't want to do that, so I did the other option, which was I took a break. I took a break to do what I needed to do for my family and some other reasons. But the primary being that looks like there's been a lot of drama going on, and I've been accused of a lot of things, and I haven't even been here. I haven't been here. The channels that I have gone on to watch here and there have been professional channels, Crime Watch Daily, channels like that. I still watch a few people in the community. I try to support them, at least with my views and a thumbs up. But as far as commenting, no. And no, I do not have an alt. I don't have a reason to have one. Hey, Smurfy. Hemi. Yeah. What's going on with you guys? Anything new besides the drama we had this morning? That's right. Life is like a box of chocolate with alts. It's too bad because there was a lot of people that I really liked, and I coming back to this, I had no idea that people had changed their names, and I don't know who is who anymore. And obviously, we see that Dave is ready with his 25 alts. I wish, actually, I tell you what, if you'll just stay off of my channel altogether, you're not welcome here. You or your 25 alts. Stop stalking me, stop emailing me, stop subscribing to my channel, and leave me alone. I can't be any clearer than that, and you are in the States, so I won't have to hire an international attorney. Leave me alone. Yeah, he wasn't the one that sent the death threat. I will make that clear. He did reach out to me. I removed my last video in the series. So when I started with that series, my intentions were I had been neutral in the community. And you can only remain neutral for so long before one person does something to another person and they get angry, and then they look at you and say, "Well, how can you remain friends with that person?" And then at some point you are in a position to where, you have to choose. You have to draw your lines in the sand. And that's very unfortunate. If people would have given me an opportunity to complete the series, you would have seen what I was doing. When I said truth with the proof that I was bringing, I was going to show you guys how I got my proof. It wasn't just a screenshot or an audio or a picture. I was actually going to show you how I did it, how I obtained everything, step by step. That's what the proof was for. So those that keep accusing me of having files on people, it's absolutely absurd. What am I going to do with your background? You think I want your bankruptcy information? No. It was to show at the time the people who were trying to act like they were one way on their lives or in chats, but actually they were another way behind the scenes. And because I remained in the middle, I could see everything that was going on. People from, they're calling it sides now, people from the other side were sending me things. So it was everyone that was sending me things. It wasn't me going on background checks and pulling up that kind of stuff. That's not going to show me your alt. That's so stupid. We all know that I was on a mission to find Maggie Fox, and I did find out who Maggie Fox was. I know who she is, and her real name is Maggie. So if y'all would have, and one thing I wanted to add, people who were not even weren't going to be included in this, made themselves a target when they decided to start getting in my business. And at that point, I began to look at them and realize the extent of what they were doing and the hand that they were playing. So, for instance, Dave emailed me, said I made him look like an asshole, the asshole of YouTube. Don't be angry at me. You can't be angry at me for your bad behavior. That's your bad behavior. You're responsible for that, not me. I removed that last video because without showing the entire finale, which I had to skip through to everything just to get to the finale, because I thought, well, if we just skip this, I didn't want any more creators or any other people who came forward with their stories to be attacked, which is what they were doing. The people that were attacking me did have something to hide. They absolutely did. They had a hand in a lot of things, and I was showing it all, and they knew I was going to show it all. So the first thing I got was the death threat, and it went from there. I wasn't going to dox anyone. I wasn't going to, do anything like that. I don't do that. I'm not the hypocrite here, regardless of what people think. But when people started lying, like Martin, when he started lying and started making up bogus videos, if you notice, I was responding, and I was, showing you what was going on from my side and my point of view. And he would put something out, and I would respond. But when you start lying like that, what's the point? I mean, really, what's the point? If you're going to lie, how am I going to, no matter what I say or do, your people are going to support you and buy into what you're saying. So I can defend myself all day long. And even though there are those who know what I was saying was the truth, it doesn't make a difference. If you're a liar, you're a liar. So I gave up. I was done with it. I was done with it. I'm not going to be accused of things I did not do. If you want answers on things I did do, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So that is, that's the truth. That's absolutely the truth. And you should have waited. You should have waited for the series so that you could see how I got the proof and what proof I had before you started doing what you did. And there's a whole team of you, and then you have your supporters, and then they have their alts and whatnot, and that's just not for me. If we want to argue our points, we should be able to do that. If we want to defend ourselves, we should be able to do that. But if you're lying and you're not even showing your proof that you're talking about, I have no time for that. It is so irrelevant at this point with everything going on in this world. Like I said, it just wasn't worth it. Hey, Tanya. Sab, good morning. Ginger Lot's mom. I've unblocked, if you've noticed. I've unblocked pretty much everyone. The only ones I did not unblock were the major troublemakers. Those people will remain on block. I want nothing to do with you. I've iced you for a reason. You are irrelevant to me and my mods and anyone else that's on this channel. We want a place to do content, to hang out and chat. If you're going to go to the extent that y'all are going to, and I will also tell you, Martin created a Google blog. Yeah, Dave told me about it in the comment. Have you seen the blog about you? Haha. So doxing me all the way down to my doorstep didn't put my family in safety. It put them in a really bad position. And to be honest, 99.9% of the stuff you posted, Martin, was inaccurate. I'm not a Jersey girl. If you haven't noticed, I have a Southern accent. You need to get your research straight. Yeah. Okay, as far as background checks, Dave came to me with some issues he was having from someone that was harassing him. He showed me screenshots, and this person was really unstable. I have these emails. My response to him was, go to the authorities. I did get a background check. It's legal to do that here. I got her information, I got her address, and I gave it to him, and I told him to take it to the authorities. You can show that email, Dave. Yeah. So no good deed goes undone. I mean, goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished is what I meant to say, and that's the truth. Now, as far as Country Cowgirl and her son, I wanted to make something clear on this. When I had been doxxed on another creator's live, that name, when I reported it to the Somerset police, from that point forward, I was able to obtain a family name. When you pull up that person's name, there was a blue hyperlink. At the time, AD's chat was talking about the autopsy results from Shanann. And they were talking about semen on Chris Watts' shorts, and did they do vaginal swabs, and just all of this inappropriate stuff. And in the midst of that, Country Cowgirl said, if you don't want to hear the autopsy results, then I suggest you move along. My response was, how would you feel if they did that to your son who's deceased? In the process of getting her information for doing what she did to me, there was a blue hyperlink, and it was like graves.com or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but don't quote me on that. I clicked on it. It did show a picture of her deceased son's grave, and he was absolutely in the military. He was a veteran. She wasn't lying about that. All of you behind the scenes were saying that she was lying. She wasn't lying about that. So that was the end of that. And when I sent that to Brandy and Mike Brown, I asked them, please do not share this out of respect. You guys have that email. Why don't you show that proof? So, yeah, that was the extent of that. It was just to say, you're doing this, about the Rusick family, and you're being completely inappropriate, but you have lost your own son and you're going to this extent. That was my point. If I was going to be malicious, it could have been really bad. I did nothing with that information except for that and to hand over her address, which is in the United States, to the authorities. So, yeah, there is an ongoing investigation, so I can't talk about the death threat. But that was what took place. I don't know what else is going on or what I'm being accused of, and to be honest, I really don't care, because as long as you keep lying out there, like Amanda A, she gets her kicks off calling me by my first name. But yet I saw the video where she accuses someone of doxing her. Honey, that's not doxing. The person you support, Martin, that's a dox. That Google blog, that's a dox by YouTube standards. What you guys did was absolutely despicable. It was disgusting, and I'm not the only one you did it to. You did it to other creators, and you did it to people who didn't deserve it at all. I would never stoop to that level, so I handed it over. And yep, I have the reports. I've got my case numbers. I've spoken to everybody that I needed to speak to, and all of that is in their hands. I don't even have to worry about it. So I'm going to take a look at chat here. Yeah, so he said he's ready with his 25 alts. And apparently they have someone in their group. What was it, Waste Management? They have a group called Waste Management where all these people are sharing stuff about us. They're doxing us. They're talking about information or personal information. You know what? Shame on y'all, because you guys are no worse than what 80s hate group was doing. The people that you guys were against, yeah, you're doing the same exact thing. And no, I don't have them all in there. Someone had enough balls to stand up and send me a screenshot of what it is you were saying. And I think you're disgusting. And like I said, I want you to stop talking about me. I want you to stay off my channel. And I want you to leave my subs alone. I can't be any clearer than that. Next thing that will come will be a cease and desist. I think it's horrible. Oh, and I got blamed for giving Amber's background to Straight. First of all, and Straight will tell you, I don't know Straight. The only interaction I've had with that channel is when he put me on that list of people against others talking about the Chris Watts case, which, by the way, I have always been about freedom of speech. I'm not about exploitation. There's a difference. But that's, and I was banned before I even said a comment on there. I was banned. I never even got to defend myself on that. That is the only contact I've had, or interaction, I would say, with Straight. Amber knows. Amber knows that I didn't do that. And I know the people who are involved in spreading those lies. And I think you're disgusting too. And yeah, the rest of you that reached out to her, all of you. I mean, really, get a life. Yeah, they did. They went hard with the cowgirl and grave lie. I would never, ever be malicious with information on anyone, especially their deceased family member. I knew about that before. So when she made that comment, I responded. Of course, I was banned from the channel, but I responded, how would you feel if this was your deceased son and y'all were picking it apart about vaginal swabs and semen? That went way too far. Way, way too far. So that was the extent of that. The rest of everybody else, I think we all know you can't run background checks due to privacy laws in UK. I mean, come on. You think I sit around and I build up files on people. The files that you're talking about are things that people were sending me for my series. Things you were doing on YouTube, not things you were doing outside of YouTube. I could give a flip about what you're doing outside of YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't have to be in the US to run a background check. If you have a VPN, you can run a background check, in case you didn't know that. So keep changing your narrative to fit whatever you have. All of you. Just keep on doing it because no one's paying attention. And the only subs you have are your people who support you and their alts. That's it. Your whole 300 people. Yeah, nail files, right? I mean, it's disgusting. And the fact that there's so many of us being drugged through the mud that I never had ill intentions. At least the things I had, people's eyes were marked out that they weren't, even though I didn't have to do that. Even though I didn't have to do that. I was sick of it. And anyone that supports Martin and his doxing in that Google blog, as far as I'm concerned, is not welcome on this channel. Yep, deflection. I'm just not, I just, that's not who I am, and I could care less, honestly. I don't care. Once you start lying, that's it for me. A liar and a thief. Was I, in chats? Yes, I was in chats. Do we gossip? Yes, we gossip. Everybody does that. Do I have a mod chat? I have a mod chat. We were sticking directly to what we should have been doing, and that was in search of people who were doing malicious things on YouTube. Then you guys took it off YouTube, and you went and created the troll page, a Google blog, doxing. Amanda, I've never seen your address. I don't know anything about you other than you're a nasty person. The things that you've done, I'm telling you, will come back tenfold. It won't be from me, but life, you just can't, what you put out, you get back. And it's going to come back to you. And the others that have lied to cause issues between other people, it'll come back on you too. Yeah, we know how deep those lies go. We're fully aware. So I've unblocked everybody, except for the primary troublemakers. I didn't see enough proof to penalize people that were being penalized and accused of things that they didn't do. And so yeah, I went through my block list. I unblocked a lot of people. There were some alts that I did not unblock, that I actually were a direct, attack on me. But for the rest of everyone else who did not, those people are unblocked. Unfortunately, you changed your name to alts. So who am I to know who you are? Welcome, Isabella. Bunny Rabbit, I hope you're feeling better. Bunny, I've been completely out of the loop, believe it or not. The only time that I was aware of anything is if someone sent me something. That was it. Completely took a break. I could not deal with it anymore. I mean, it went from one thing and turned into something else. And I'm not, believe it or not, a drama channel. I just wanted the truth out there, and I was in pursuit of that truth. I know we have all these alts. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, when to hear all these things that are going on, it's really unbelievable. I don't understand. What is the end goal in it? What is their end goal? We call them a hypocrite. They call us a hypocrite. They accuse us of doing all these things that it's just not going down like that. If it is, I can tell you right now, I'm not in that group. And no, we did not leave other channels because we found out that that person was lying about Martin or anyone else. Nope, absolutely not true. We came back to my channel to do content is what we did. Yeah, it has really been. Are you talking about Norman, Leslie? I'm glad to hear that. I understand he was at death's door and it was really, really serious. And to me, those are the things that are important in life. You know, I wanted to come on so that we could all kind of hang out and chat for a bit. Moving forward, I'll come back and show my face. I have no problem with that. I had a late night with the kids, and since it's so early here, no, I wasn't presentable for camera, so that's why my screen is blank. Um, but yeah, in our county, we have 3 cases, and with those 3 cases, they happen to be in the town that I live in, which is a small town and really rural because we're out in the country. So we're all locked in. Tanya, while we were all dealing with real life COVID-19, they can tell everyone how they got people on YouTube. I know. And Leslie, I'm glad that he is alive. I'm glad that Norman's well, and my prayers have been for Norman and for a full recovery. So it started with, well, it's no secret because they went on the newspaper to our next largest city. A couple did, and they were Sunday school teachers for adult Bible study, and so the congregation was exposed. So now we have 3 positive cases here. But I have to say, I'm really impressed with our task force here in the United States. They have some extremely intelligent, some of the most intelligent people in the world on that task force. They have a plan in place. I feel a whole lot more relieved. They update us daily. Yesterday they did 2 updates. And if you guys here don't know about it's called the White House. That's where Trump and the task force speak daily. Of course, you can see it on NBC as well. Yeah, Tanya, he was on life support. Norman was on life support, and I'm not going to talk about his business, but it was very serious. He wasn't just, admitted to the hospital. He really battled for his life. No, Daff, I haven't seen your loop. It wasn't me. Phoebe, I've been enjoying your videos. Even though I don't comment because, like I said, I was absent completely, out of the loop of most everything, unless someone sent me something and said, take a look at this or go watch this video. Um, I just, even with watching that, I don't even scroll down and read the comments. I don't care. I don't. People are going to lie and they're going to say what they want. I think I've been consistent across the board. People know what to expect from my channel. And that's it. That's just all there is to it. I mean, at some point, I don't understand the end goal. I don't. And I'm not going to be part of that end goal. I've been doxxed to the nine. And to do that, and then what people don't understand is they're talking about I have all these names. No, here in the United States, when you're born, you have a maiden name before you marry. Then when you marry, most women will take on their husband's name, or they will have their maiden name hyphen with their married name. I was married for almost 20 years and I divorced. I'm remarried now. That does give me 3 names. You're right. But to use my adopted son's name, which is a closed court case, it is sealed, completely sealed. You are wrong for that. You're wrong on so many levels. Absolutely. I just can't even, like I said, I'm letting the authorities handle it. It was too much for me to deal with. It really was. And to have that much hate thrown at you, and I've never experienced anything like that. I mean, the series um, was not what they thought it was going to be. It was not a malicious thing. It was going to be the truth for sure, but that was their behavior. It wasn't made up. It was their behavior and what people did. But like I said, in the midst of all of it, I remember that one video from Martin where you could read my email to him, and I was talking about Black Widow, and you could clearly see I was talking about another person, and his subs immediately, oh, Ginger has another name. Do you think these people don't have alts? Are you guys insane? You do realize how many, huh? A Markey? What's up, Martin? A Markey, Dave's Museum Man. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I was going to show you how I got that information. I was going to show every bit of it. I was going to be completely transparent with it. You guys couldn't give me a chance. Somebody wanted to throw a death threat at my family, and that was the end of that. So it's not worth it to me. We're moving forward. Yeah, it was absolutely shocking. Um, and as far as background check, Martin, on you, no, that would have been the authorities, not me. I have no time for that. And as I said, I am aware of the privacy laws of the UK. I hear what my subs are saying. I hear what other creators are saying. I leave that in the hands of the law, and I don't come on and then be accused of a hacker. So yeah, I'm a mom of 4 kids, a family of 6, and I'm a hacker. I may be a super user, which is a little more advanced than most users, because I used to be on my job, we had super users to teach the new people coming in. But no, I'm absolutely not a hacker. That's so stupid. It is ridiculous. Anyone else with, that was banned from my channel previously, you can, if you want to comment, you're welcome to comment. If you can't, then you know why. Then I consider you part of a troublemaking team. Laugh so hard my tummy muscles are aching today, donkey. I have an awesome team. Then the Ninja Mod Squad, they are phenomenal. They're not just a team or mods, they have truly become my friends. Um, Amazing, amazing women. Yes, Murphy. You are considered a troublemaker for sure. Excuse me. I'm glad you can hear that, and I'm glad the mower stopped. It's a beautiful day here. As a matter of fact, we've had so much rain this winter. We actually had a sinkhole, the craziest thing ever in our backyard. And when I say a sinkhole, it was about 6 feet deep and 6 or 7 feet across. Yeah, it was. I'm thinking it probably at one point was an orchard out here, and whatever stumps or trees were underneath there had completely broken down, and there you go. That was fun taking care of that. Thank you, Daphne. I mean, you guys have been amazing. I've made amends with the people that I felt I actually had done wrong with or wrong by behind their back, by gossip or saying something. And I've gone to those people, I've made amends with those people. I realize now that it is easier to become influenced by others, and I'm taking accountability for my own actions. I'm not blaming it on anyone else, but sometimes it's hard to see when you're in the thick of it. But when you take a step back and your head is clear, you can see, hindsight's always 2020. And it was disappointing to find some troublemakers throughout. Yeah. And Leslie says, the lurkers prefer to screen record to put their drop boxes as that is what I used to witness a lot. Yeah, as speaking of that, people do actually record and they do send clips of other people's lives. So that is the truth. When someone sends me a clip of someone's live and I made a comment that someone didn't look well, that was the truth. Out of genuine concern. I wasn't being a smartass. That was out of genuine concern. I'm not following anybody. I'm not lurking. I'm not doing any of that. It has been absolutely crazy here. These kids have cabin fever, trying to teach them what the protocols are, and what we're being asked as American citizens, explaining these things, which, our youngest is 11 and 12, and then we have a 16 and 20-year-old. So the 11 and 12-year-olds are big enough now to sit down in front of the TV and see what's being asked of them, to do their part. I understand in Italy a lot of the millennials are being affected because they didn't follow protocol, and I think that's horrible. I've been praying for them. I know we've deployed two ships, the Comfort and the Mercy, to help with the overflow with the hospital beds or the lack thereof. But I think our government is really doing a top-notch job, and I really am more relieved than I ever thought that I would be. I hope that other countries and you small business owners, if there are any, I pray that you guys get the assistance that our small businesses are getting to stay afloat and to pay their employees. They're also going to mail stipends to families here. Obviously, not if you're a millionaire, but for families who are unable to work, like single parents, mom and dads that literally have to stay home because they have young children without sitters, things like that. They're going to send a stipend. They haven't. I didn't watch the second press conference yesterday, but from my understanding, could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000, and that's to keep our economy going because they're not concerned about it crashing, as in the depression. But it's being affected, and as soon as we go back to business as usual, of course, it'll rebound. We're at level 1, which is the most critical right now. And they have put some statutes in place. The first hour is given to those with compromised immune systems and the elderly so that they may shop in peace with what's left on the shelves. It's a scary time. I don't understand the TP. That's one symptom that COVID isn't making us, is to go to the bathroom. I don't get it. It snows here, they buy bread and milk. We get the COVID and they buy toilet paper. I went shopping yesterday. We're trying to keep it to where only one does the shopping, and I went shopping yesterday. They get trucks weekly, and the girl said the truck had not shown up yet. So that was very concerning because the shelves are getting sort of bare. So I'm hoping that, they're going to start putting a limit on what you can purchase and how much of that, which is the same as putting a limit on, but you know what I mean. Is Devil Mike in the house? Hello? Welcome back. Oh my gosh, a small cauliflower was $8.90. Let me tell you what happened here. This guy, and then I didn't read the article, but my husband told me about it. This guy had went through 2 states buying up hand sanitizer, wipes, Clorox wipes, and all that. Put it on Amazon for hundreds of dollars for like an 8-ounce bottle. They caught him, and he will be penalized. He ended up donating all of that to the public health, but they said he's still gonna pay for that crime. I think he should have to do community service in some of the nastiest places there are. So, Devil Mite, your town is empty of supplies. Just the idea of running out has caused us to run out. I know. Excuse me. And we have baby blue jays. Sorry, y'all. It's scary, and then you can't order online either. So I would have thought that they would have immediately from the get-go been like, hey, you can only buy, 2 packs of toilet paper. That first day when I was in the store, the lines were wrapped around. People had buggies that were full above the buggy line by like maybe a foot, and then they would have a second buggy of toilet paper. And I wanted to take a picture to show you guys, but I thought maybe if I did that, I might be beat down, and people, they take me out and take my groceries if I took pictures of them. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. I mean, buy like normal. As long as we continue to buy like normal, they're not having to. I knew something was wrong a week ago when I had an appointment way on the other side of Atlanta, and I, I saw the most 18 wheelers, which are transfer trucks, I've ever seen in my life. It was like my red flag went up. Something was wrong, and the very next day was when things started to come about. What's a punch up? There was a punch up in Sydney over TP. Does that mean a fight? Don't, yeah, I know that that's your normal buggy, because when you have large families, of course we're going to have two buggies, but these people, as soon as they announced schools out, that was it. As soon as they did that, it was, and our communities are giving back. They're offering hot lunches for kids for the families that need that assistance, and you don't get out of your car, you drive up, tell them how many you need, no questions asked. And there's a restaurant. I wanted to give a shout out to this restaurant called Frank's Restaurant in Palmetto, Georgia. That restaurant is serving nice hot lunches. It's a family owned restaurant. They've been there for years. Everybody in Georgia knows about this place. And um, they are giving out hot ham and cheese sandwiches, a vegetable, some sort of soup, and a few other things. And they are doing that out of their own pocket. So I think somebody started a GoFundMe page for Frank's Restaurant, and I support it. If I have the link and I can put it here and help them, I absolutely will. It's something that this is not a scam. I would not post anything that is a scam. But I just thought that was such a wonderful thing. They're proactive. They're doing social distancing in their restaurants, but then they're also, they're like, leave the kids at home, drive up. You can get a hot meal. Just tell me how many you need. No questions asked, and moved on. That was just such a great thing to see. Watch out, three on the speaker. I wish I knew that guy's name. I heard he was a YouTuber or a blogger. One of the funniest videos I've seen. It was gross, but it was hilarious, the look on his face. Um, Due to having an autistic boy, I always have my cupboard stocked, so I've not needed to go mad. I'm glad for that. I know that it was hard for me to explain to my children, listen, we can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a snack. We need to make these things last. There are other people in the community that need things. And so it wouldn't be right that just because y'all are at home, you're bored and you want to just eat nonstop. And the one that we have that's in fifth grade, she's doing distance learning. Our son that has autism spectrum disorder, they haven't done that, which is extremely difficult once a child like that is in school for 8 hours a day, to expect them to come home and then do stuff like that. But I'm kind of glad that they haven't sent that distance learning for him, because it's really a struggle to sit down and have to do that. He doesn't want to participate. Well, Devil Mike, I feel the same about you guys. I love y'all's accents. Tanya, you can't see your son for the foreseeable future. He's in specialist college. I know we've closed all the borders, and I think the remaining borders will be closed on Monday. Don't quote me on this. You can get all this information on NBC or the White House. The White House is where Trump comes on with the task force and speaks. And to be honest, I think we should be protecting our president and our dignitaries. They should be protected. I mean, we're in 2020. We can do this from home. The House Senate is closed for 30 days. They can maintain business from home. They have all these, the ability of things that we didn't have years ago, and they need to take advantage of that. But they're working like crazy. I mean, they look exhausted. I know the primary doctor that comes on and speaks, she was one of the scientists that was on when HIV was prevalent in the 80s. She was part of that. So they're really, really working around the clock, and they've been. I say they've been transparent. I believe what they're saying, and they've also told us how much is in stockpile on the vents and how much has been pulled. At this point, our stock was 10,000 ventilators. They pulled two, so now there's 8,000. Which people like ICU nurses, and I don't know if you want me to mention who you are. I admire you. That's a very, very difficult field, and you have to be extremely intelligent. But I wish they would be able to produce vents that can support two patients. I know that those vents are specialized, and you don't want to confuse care with patients, but I do think that they could make those machines where they support two patients at a time versus one. Me too, Buffy, Devil Mike. I was talking about being absent from YouTube. I haven't been in the true crime community except for a few of you, but I have given you thumbs up and supported you. I've not commented. Like I said, it was a safety issue, and I was following the advice of what I was told. I have one pending case, and then there is another case that's under investigation. And I do have case numbers, and I do have the detectives and the agents' names. So that is not a lie. I know a lot of people claim they're turning people into the FBI and they're filling out those IC3.gov. The IC3.gov, you can fill it out, but that's primarily for people who have been scammed by money. Um, but depending on what your complaint is, if it's serious enough, they will contact you. The harassment has been off the chain, and I don't understand how supposedly our side is being accused of things when we've not doxed anyone. We've not. I wouldn't be a part of that. I wouldn't be in a group that doxes someone, not through an alt or any other way. I wouldn't be part of or friends with anyone that has a page, a Facebook page, a Google blog. I wouldn't even watch, support, engage, or comment. Now, if you do, that's up to you. But if you do that, just know I am no longer supporting you. And that's my choice because it was personally done to myself and several other people, and that was completely uncalled for. That blog has been removed, and I was thankful for that because my son, my adopted son's name is on there. Um, it's just crazy. I know our voting, our preliminaries have been pushed back. They haven't called on our tax due date yet, so our taxes are still due. Um, but they have pushed the preliminary, any voting and all that, they've been pushed back, which I think is great. They put all that stuff on the back burner and they're working to contain this. For those, I don't know about other countries and other counties, I mean, other states, but in Georgia, you can go on the Georgia Department of Public Health. They show a map of Georgia and they show which counties, if you scroll down past the map, you'll see which counties are on there and how many positive cases they have. They did mention we're going to see a 7% increase in positive cases for the next 5 to 7 days because those tests have been sitting waiting to be tested. And now, because they've joined forces with the private sector, we're able to run 10,000 tests per day. So you're going to see all these positive cases come out here in the United States. And it's going to be a scary time. I know New York is dealing with a lot. There's a suburb there that is not allowed to leave. I know the National Guard's been called in certain places. I don't know about there, but in certain places. But just people need to do what they're asking of us. Follow the protocols, and be open with your children, especially our millennials, which are our future. They're our future. They're the ones that are going to be taking care of us. I'm 47. So our son, we have a millennial. We've been, he's been completely updated on everything. He's doing his part of what he needs to do. Buffy, I've just found a chef who spent 3 weeks in Nepal and has been back 5 weeks and only gone into self-isolation 2 days ago. Happily shopping and feeding our community. The only thing I can say is that may have been a breakdown in communication, hopefully. I mean, Tanya, your house and your daughter's house is red flagged, and her Facebook is being monitored after the doctors contacted my ex before Christmas. That does not surprise me. I mean, to have someone send you a nasty email is one thing, but to have something as serious and as graphic as this death threat was, that to me, my YouTube channel is not more important than my family. It's just not. And I don't understand. Why do you do that to people? Why dox them? Keep it on YouTube. Allow people to go back and forth and discuss things and disagree. Why do you have to leave YouTube to do all this? I don't understand that. I mean, does it make you feel like a man to do that? And another thing, men meddling in the affairs of women, this is what you get. It just doesn't make sense to me. So your daughter has Asperger's and is working 10 hours a day at our local hospital. I'm so proud. And I'm sure everyone there appreciates all the frontline workers. They're absolutely amazing. Being put, at risk for these. We are having an issue with our PPE equipment, which is our protective equipment, personal protective equipment. It's not reusable. So at this point, even when they have one, it's not reusable. And from my understanding, you guys call it an N99 mask. We call it N95. And when I was working, they do that to individually seal and fit your face. But apparently the construction workers use a similar mask. They're asking them to free up all of those masks and donate them. I do know that they're marshaling our medical supplies now. So that is something they are marshaling. Men don't meddle in my business. Nope. If they do, they are called bitch boys. Yeah. I mean, why are you men involved in this? My husband's not on YouTube. He knows what goes on because I tell him. But I cannot imagine my husband sitting here doing these types of things to women. It's a form of assault. It is. When you go beyond that, and then the lies you're telling, go ahead, put your proof up. Put it up. Because I have proof. For whatever you want to say, I've got it all unedited, raw, and I'll do a live screen record of it. Just so you can see. I'm just tired of being accused of things I didn't do. I have owned up to stuff. What if y'all owned up to? Yes, I had Spanner Banner. I explained that in one of my videos. Excuse me. I did that for what I felt I wanted to stand up and what I believed in. And Ginger Ninja was banned from the channel. I'm not Black Widow, and Black Widow is somebody, I will never tell who it was, who did a favor by giving you, Martin, and other channels information and screenshots of what was going on in the hate group and what was being doxed and said. So don't put that person on the forefront and then try to say it was me. To me, that person is a fabulous person. They did what they felt was right. The authorities got the correct information. End of story. End of story. Oh, and somebody said I'm being accused of being, what was it? Was it Forrest Gump or Forrest Chump or Forrest something? Martin, I'm not on your channel. Guess what? I don't scroll down. I don't even watch. And unless someone says, Ginger, I think you need to see this, I don't scroll down. I don't. I move on. I don't care. Once you start lying, I don't care what you have to say. You can lie all day long. Once you start doing that, I stop listening. If you want to talk about the facts and you want to talk about things that were really going on, and I'll be happy to engage in that. But I'm not going back with lies. And to be honest, we're moving on. We're going back to content and having a nice place to chat around here. Um, Sorry, I'm having some pop-ups. And that's it. That's it. Don't want to have anything to do with any of you. You know, no one that is going to be doing things that are like that are malicious, and it's being handled by the right people. I worry about Martin. He spends way too much time and effort on YouTube affairs. It's weird and creepy. He needs to live life for a while, find some things to keep him busy. He needs to do something, because I find that behavior very unstable, and it scares me. It does. I'm not going to lie. It scares me. I mean, the links that this man has gone to, I'm very thankful he is not here in the States and does not live near me, because I would definitely be in fear of. Phoebe says, "You're cracking me up without meaning to. Forrest Chump made me giggle." I think that's what the name was. I don't know. I don't keep up with them. I mean, somebody is saying, "Ginger, you're being accused of this person." If I came onto your channel, I would be under Ginger Ninja 2.0. That's my backup channel. That channel is on private, because I'm expanding my content, and I have some ideas of the direction that I'm taking my channel and my other channel to go. If I wanted to say something, I would come up under Ginger Ninja. I promise you that. And like I said, it would be Ginger Ninja 2.0, because Ginger Ninja is banned. And Dave, I didn't block just you on that video. I deleted, I disabled all comments, because when it comes to the truth and it was about showing the proof, I didn't want to deal with all the lies. I'm done with the lies, people. I'm sick of it. You guys have a network of nothing but lies. I mean, I was shocked when I got screenshots this morning. This waste management group you guys are all a part of, that's weird. Sorry, it's weird. It just is. I mean, this to me tells me that it's homebound people who don't have a job and who live for this. And the thing is they believe it. They believe this stuff. I think that they truly believe it. They're not just doing it out of spite. They're believing what other people are telling them. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. I know, Daphne, you're right. No more saying that word. He has too much attention as it is. But I did want people to know why I left for 3 months. I mean, when you do, when you go through something in mass hate like that, and then there's other channels that were lying too that didn't tell the full truth, people were taking things out of context and only showing little pieces and parts of it. Um, no, I don't care what the people think. I don't care what those subs thinks. I don't. If I did, I would have said and explained what things were about, but I don't care. The people that matter are the ones who stuck through it all. They, they're here, they support my channel, and I appreciate it. And so moving forward on here, I lost my passion for true crime for a bit. We're going to go back to content on here. But there's also something that I want to start doing too, and that's having people send in true stories of things that have happened to them and reading their stories. Uh, if y'all decide you don't want it on this channel, I'll put it on Ginger Ninja 2.0. But the fact that some of this stuff is illegal, what people were doing, It could be anything from, you know, pizza delivery guy stories, Uber driver stories, scary stories in your own house, um, things that have happened to you. I know there was something that happened to me when I was a teenager when I was babysitting. I plan to tell that story. Um, I just figured it'd be a way for subs to interact and send in their stories. I think it'd be fun to talk about and hear what they've been through. Anything from, I mean, you name it. As long as it's a true story, I'd like to stick to that. Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Well said, Phoebe. Tanya Hyde, you have a couple of real life crime stories to tell. Well, that would be great. You guys, I'll put my email in the description, and anyone that wants to have a story told, and I'll make a video and read your story. And I just thought it'd be something nice to do that we're all, for those of us that are home with our children, or those who have compromised immune systems, or those who are disabled and aren't able to go out and we're all cooped up right now. It'd just be something cool to do while we're home, get our mind off things that's going on in the real world, and talk about those. I've heard some really crazy stories that to me are fascinating. I love to hear them. Um, you know, I've heard some crazy pizza delivery stories and Uber stories, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be something that happened to you when you were babysitting, any kind of creepy people that, stalked you. I've rather these things not be about what we've been through on YouTube, because as far as I'm concerned, I am not part of that. Like I said, if the lies keep going, I don't even want to be involved. If you want to have an opinion, that's fine. Bring it here. You don't have to, um, you don't have to do what you were doing, and going under alts and all those other things. Just bring it here. Is Jules in the house? Jules Kitchener, hello. Welcome. I know that it is so. I know that some people have changed their names too because they've been attacked so much. So I don't know who. I don't see anybody. I saw a few names on here that are probably other people who have changed their names because they seem to know me. And I don't mean like personally, but they seem to know where we're at. And whoever that is, I appreciate you being here. What did Smurfy say? What serious? Hold on. Donkey is a good question. What's the name for a person who creates an emergency and then comes in as the hero to save the day? That's a narcissistic coward. That's what that would be. Yeah, Daphne the lies. And I'm glad I've made amends with those who deserve to know if I did or said something about them. And we've moved forward here. We aren't looking back. We don't live there anymore. I know that's a cliche, but I'm just saying. I don't care anymore. I don't want to be part of your drama. If if you wanted, if you should have waited, you should have waited and let me complete the video series. You really would have been shocked at how it would have turned out. It wasn't what you guys were thinking. And again, I was going to show you how I obtained what information, and people started freaking out. Well, the people that started freaking out, I knew immediately were involved. And sure enough, I was right. I was right. And I started, people started sending me audios and pictures, and it was dirty. It was underhanded and it was dirty, is what it was. And I think like I said, I've unblocked a lot of people. I didn't unblock troublemakers and those who attacked me directly, but a lot of people that were, here or there, I got along with quite well. Anyone that wants to support another person doxing, then I don't come here. You're just not welcome. If there's an argument or a question or a fuss, keep it on YouTube. Come here. Bring it here. I've always tried to answer everybody's questions to the best of my ability. And the people from this so called other side who would email me with information, and they weren't necessarily playing both sides, they saw bad things happening and they wanted to make me aware of it. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, they've changed their names, so I don't know who they are on YouTube anymore. It's a new day. You're right. Okay, hold on. What was that back there? Your scary story is I went to bed looking like Bridget Bardot and woke up looking like Phyllis Diller. Now you know why my screen is blanked out today. It was a long night last night with the kids, and it was early. And I admit I did not get up and I didn't look presentable. So next time I'll have my face on here. I have no problem doing that, as long as no more death threats roll in. I figured that the UK would follow in suit with our protocols because you guys are our allies, and I understand that things are different there. I think I mentioned we're at critical phase one, which is the highest. Um, and I've seen some things that are being sent to y'all in your schools, emails like that. It's crazy to see the difference in the way that each country is handling things. Yeah, social distancing is the new trend. I've never heard that before. Yeah, well, apparently we should have social distanced a long time ago here on YouTube. Those alts are busy with their thumbing down. They can thumb down all they want. It's still interaction. Come on, thumb down, view it, do whatever you want. I don't care anymore. You can take your negativity and take it somewhere else. I don't care. I don't give two flips about it. I know who lied about having studios. I mean, I've talked to the owner. I know. I know what bands that somebody was claiming to be in, and the band owner say, "Yep." Here's the thing I don't joke about, and that is a mental illness. And I do think that there are some that deal with that, according to what their family, friend, or friends have said to me, and I've just left that alone. You can't battle someone who is like that because they fixate on things and it turns into an obsession. But one thing I see is one particular creator who has an obsession where he fixates on people and he just keeps doing it and keeps doing it and keeps doing it, and his supporters are women who keep supporting him doing it. I don't know. Norman, are you here? Did you show up? I hope that you are recovering well. I really do. I prayed for you. I know how serious your health condition got, and I know you're still in recovery. And I hope that you are taking all precautions to stay away from, being exposed to the virus. I know, Devil Mike. Yeah, it's hard. You talk to people in rough times, but then their account just disappears or name change or even past battles start to get in the way. I've had to lower my feels. I get you. Totally get you. I think it is also like abuse of power, in some sort of weird way, or they feel the need to control, or they feel loss of control. Yeah, they need to find a new hobby because it's not going to be on here. We're going to start doing different things. As I said, we're all indoors, and I think that now is a good time to start doing what we want on here. Buffy, Buffster, I really am glad you're here, Anonymous Anon 2. I know you've been through a lot, and like I said, we're praying for your full recovery. I know you're still in recovery, but that at least you're home now. He, what did you say, Tanya? They have to support him. He gave them devices. Who did? Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Yeah, he gave them devices. Wouldn't that be like someone building a network? To me, that would seem like someone internationally building a network, which here is, um, I'm not, yeah, I'm just not going to comment on it anymore. It's just not worth it. Yep, yep, and yep. Tanya, I agree. I think everybody here has been drugged through the mud. Um, I am outside, Jules. It's a beautiful day. We've gotten way too much rain this winter, and so now we're coming into spring, and it's a beautiful spring day. So I just thought we would bring it outside. What is that? Buffy Buster Schmuda? What is. Where are we at on here? I've always been about watch who you want, engage with who you want, support with who you want, watch whatever channel you want. I've always been in support of that. What I can no longer support is someone who does support channels that are doing these things. And yes, there is proof. These blogs and these doxing and all this, that is something I can't support. I'm sorry, I just can't. I know that I've had emails from people who said they want to comment, but they're scared to comment here. Don't feel scared. These are strangers. And, if someone wants to put something out that I did or said, go ahead. Go ahead. I've made amends with those who I wanted to make amends with. I just don't care anymore. I don't. I spent a lot of time that was wasted for someone who just didn't give a damn. And not doing that anymore. Nope. Bunny Rabbit. He probably has a white cat he strokes aggressively. Yeah, Daft, that train drives me nuts. I'm glad y'all like it because I sure don't. But I mean, when you live in the historic district of any town, it was all created with the railroad, so you're always going to find a train somewhere. And it's such a cool, eclectic town. Oh, and by the way, they wrapped up filming the Underground Railroad here, and it's a series on Amazon. It's an Amazon series, and I did get a ton of pictures on the set. I don't know if anybody even cares, so I thought I could put those in maybe with the Walking Dead stuff. Just if y'all want to see it, it was very cool. They even made the sidewalks from concrete to wood. They had everything that was done. And for those who don't know what the Underground Railroad was, it was not a real railroad. It was during slavery, and there was some very courageous people who helped slaves escape through a series of underground tunnels and safe houses and things like that. So, it was really neat to have that. They were here filming. They were delayed by 3 days because the rain was horrible, but yeah, we got to go on the set of it. It was really neat. Thank you, Anonymous Anon. I really appreciate that. Yeah, they did. They missed the proof. They're lost. I'm so glad to see you guys here. Like I said, I know it's early. I did not put out, I put a community post up, but I didn't put out a video card of this because I didn't want haters here and I didn't want to give them time to create alts to show up and do what they wanting to do. And I'm glad that those who were planning on doing that, it looks like they've had a change of mind. And that's what I want. I don't want that here anymore. And I don't want to go back. I don't want to have to go back to that. But the finale is created. It's sit there and ready and waiting. But I have chosen myself to remove the last video. I was not asked to. I was not forced to. And I'm just done. The lies is what did it for me. Once the lies, there's been lies all along, but when it turned into nothing but lies, I just couldn't tolerate it. Tanya, the Aussies have a bed and breakfast train. It's so neat. I can't think of the name of what was the Albert, the Hitchcock series. It reminds me of back then. What was the name of that train on that series? Jewel, what was the name of it? It left me. I can't remember. So is anything else going on in the communities? Like I said, I watched a few channels to try to keep the support up on them, but I mainly had been on professional channels when I was on here, and I refrained from commenting. I did that, at the advice of authorities for a reason, and but I missed, everything else, and I don't miss the drama. That's one thing I don't miss. Did she really? She's become an online sex worker. Um, is that something she's admitting, or is that a rumor? Alfred Hitchcock. But what was the something express that he did? The Orient Express. That's it. The Orient Express. Uh, they have this bed and breakfast train there. It looks like the Orient Express. It's a beautiful train, and I would love to travel on that train all through Australia. Buffy Buster, that was right. The Express. The Orient Express. I don't know about Lyman. I've never, the only interaction I've had with her was when Straight put us on that list of Chris Watt people who weren't allowed to talk about the Chris Watts case. But because I was banned before I could comment on his channel, I couldn't defend myself and say I don't give a damn who talks about it. It was the exploitation part of it, and a few other things. But I had commented on her channel that day because she was named in that list. But other than that, I've never talked to her, and I haven't really watched any of her lives. The Gone, is that how you pronounce it, Smurfy? Ghan. The Gone is an Australian train. I heard about that, Tanya. I mean, it was first thing this morning. I get this stuff of what someone is trying to do with alts, and then I heard that the N word was being used on her channel, and they were talking about snorting lines off of somebody's private parts. I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, I haven't watched her, so I can't really speak on that matter, and I don't know her. Like I said, I've never talked to her in private or anything. Oh, no, not clipping my toenails. I was playing with these magnets that belong to my son. Okay, I'll stop. They're sticking to the metal, is what the clicking noise you hear. You guys can hear. I'm deaf, 90% deaf in one ear, so you guys are hearing things that I can't hear. That's disgusting. I'm sorry that happened. Um, we don't tolerate racism on this channel. That's one thing that we don't do. Okay, I stopped. I stopped. It's one tiny one. They look like BBs, and they're magnets, and you can do all these things with them, but I was doing that. I was dropping it on the metal. Um, Daphne, you got blocked for calling him a racist pig. Is he a YouTuber? Obviously he is if he was on panel with her. But that's what I'm saying. People aren't being called out for what they're doing. They're lying about what they're not doing. I don't get it. I don't even. I know that I have a very busy life, and I know that some of my mods have equally large families, and even larger families, and who has time for that? Daphne, I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am. That you got blocked for calling it like it is. Why would she allow that on her channel? Do they always talk like that? Yeah, I mean, she got blocked for that. You don't know. That's why, we try to stay away from politics and religion. I support live and let live, regardless of my beliefs. I'm not perfect. Personally, I'm a Christian, but I don't claim, I don't do generalized religion kind of stuff, but I am so not perfect. I'm definitely a work in progress, but I also live and let live. Uh, as far as gender preferences and all that other stuff, it does not bother me. But what does bother me are people who are bigots, and use racial slurs and that type of thing, or say things against someone else's ethnicity. That's just, it's bullshit. That's awesome, Smurfy. Your youngest with autism got a C+ for his assessment in English. That is great. And guess who's to thank for that? It, his homeschool teacher. That's awesome. That really is. Tracy B, thank you for coming. Yeah, I get that. You were happy because you thought he was going to fail with all the meltdowns. I'm so relieved that we're past that phase with him. Yeah, well, I do mean it, Donkey. Those who constantly have to tell everyone all the time that they don't care and that YouTube is not their life usually means they're obsessed and YouTube is their life. Well, it's not that way here. You know that. You know that because you're in my mod chat. Yeah, not a secret mod chat either. I have the right to have a mod chat. Smurfy, you are a wonderful mother, and those kids are very lucky to have you. And have you homeschooling them is just phenomenal. You have a ton of more patience than I could ever do because I know you have multiple children with special needs. I'm buffering. Well, it looks like everything is okay on this side. I tried a few times and there was a problem with YouTube, but I had to send that response feed to them and let them know the app kept shutting on me. And I want to use the green screen, and I have a lot of plans for this channel. The only issue I have, even though we have the highest speed Wi-Fi, is because out where I am, we're pretty rural, and it doesn't always support when you're using more than one platform. So if I added in Streamlabs and then I added in something else, it starts to um, it's not stable. The Wi-Fi is not stable enough to handle it. So I'm gonna have to figure it out and work around it. I have a Wi-Fi extender and some other things, but I do plan on coming back with content and us doing, getting on, moving on. Is Hemi still here? I haven't seen Hemi since the beginning. Phoebe, your channel is growing. You guys have any cases in particular? I'm behind on some of those as well, but any cases in particular you guys want to hear, or do y'all want to start off with people sending in some real life stories that have happened to them? Uh, which to me, some of those stories I've heard are really scary. And if people on here decide they don't want that on this channel, we'll just do that on the Ginger Ninja 2.0 channel. Yeah, real life stories. Phoebe, I don't know if you heard me talk about that earlier, but it's like scary things that happen to you. And like I said, I can start off with one of the stories that happened to me as a teenager, babysitting. I was terrified that night. Yeah, the laughable thing is that you have a handful of creators who'll move on, and if we come back in a year, some will still be here like they're stuck in limbo. I think those channels are considered. I didn't know this before, that there really is like a drama community. I see that now, and I definitely never had intentions to fall into that. I had a mission. I wanted to find out who that malicious channel was, and some other things, but that was pretty much it for that. I just hope that whoever has had to change their name as an alt, because they're scared to comment or they're afraid. I hate that you had to do that. I really do. My heart goes out to you, because it's difficult when you actually do get along with people that other people don't get along with. Then they think you're an asshole because you have been on, you've been somewhere else and spoke to someone. We're not high schoolers here, or even elementary schoolers. We're grown adults. I mean, even with the Mensa thing, I was never about it. It never had to do with freedom of speech. And I never agreed, and she knows I never agreed fully with her content. But people should be able to talk about what they want to talk about. Now, exploitation is different. That's a completely different issue. Um, I guess you can't make everybody happy. But if you're gonna lie, then that's it. I'm out for that. You watched the Kevin Gregson interrogation. That's very interesting. We've started to see straight up drama and nothing else. Yep, Devil Mike, I agree, and that was one of the major reasons why I left. That the lies. As soon as they started, it just wasn't worth it to me anymore. Tanya, I'm glad you felt that you were able to reach out to me. You said, I will never forget that you took a chance on me. I feel like there's some of us that are on the island of misfit toys. I do. Some that really didn't do things that were being accused of doing. And I just, I'm sidetracked with reading at the same time. But when it becomes evil, malicious, and plain harassment, then it's gone too far. Yep, absolutely agree. Why did you have to leave YouTube? Whoever started that? Why? Why did y'all do that? Why did you leave YouTube and take it to Facebook to humiliate others? I don't understand that. I mean, you guys, I know I am fully aware of what happened to Amber. And then and I told her that day, I said, I I'm gonna comment on your channel. I'm gonna come out from not commenting. I'm gonna comment on your channel. I feel very strongly about someone who's been able to, um, come out on the other side and is now sober. And I said, there's going to be a backlash for it. I didn't know the backlash was going to be me being accused of giving straight her background check so that they could use that. First of all, I don't background check. I've never background checked my friends. I don't know what's in your background. I don't care what's in your background. Um, and you're, like I said, on your background, excuse me, how was that going to assist me in proving alts? I don't understand that. The things that were being sent to me are things that people did and said on YouTube. I could care less where you live and what you've done, unless somebody is threatening you and that information is going to authorities. I just don't understand their way of thinking. So Day keeps telling everyone, and Mike Brown keeps laughing about it. It's like his cheerleader. She has all these files. What files? The only files that are out there the authorities have. If you'd like to know about it, you can contact them. Yeah, framed by liars for what? I will never ever forgive them what they did to Amber. Yeah, it was horrible, and it was her story to tell in the first place. It wasn't their story to tell. Amber has a video on her channel, Phoebe, if you want to go watch it, and she talks about her story and her battle with opiate addiction. And she's sober now. And they have taken her past and mugshots and other things and have spread it far and wide on the troll page and on YouTube. They've done videos about her. I don't understand it. I can't fight her battle because I don't know everything she's being accused of doing. But to me, she hasn't done anything to me, and I don't care about the tit for tat. These are people's lives, and you're pushing people to the edge, and you just never know when you're going to knock someone off that wagon or the ledge, so to speak, either. You guys go too far, way too far. You don't know what people are going through in their daily lives. You don't know what they're experiencing when you do this. Imagine getting hate from 200 people at one time. They just want these channels gone, my channel included. I've not got a copyright strike. I've not been asked to leave YouTube by YouTube, and I'm going to continue to be here. Yeah, now why would you bother doing a background check when I've told you everything anyways about me? It's reaching. Yeah, I know, Jewel. Me and you, we're the hackers. No, no, no. You can clearly see in my rebuttal video to when I was accused of being a hacker of what really took place. And notice things were being taken out of context. Only bits and pieces of those conversations were being shown. And we were joking when we lost the person who was, showing us screenshots of what was going on in the hate group. Um, and this was when people were being doxxed, okay? Not just like ordinary conversation, but straight up being doxxed. And so it was me and Anna and Jewel on chat. He didn't show the whole chat. You know why? Because it would have shown that we were laughing. And we said, I know, I wish we could get in there. I wish we could see. That was the chat. There was no hackers involved. And as a matter of fact, the Jules' brother who was accused of that, he's deceased, you asshole. He is deceased. 20 years he was murdered. So, by the way, get your facts straight before you go out there putting that shit up there because you lie. Lie, lie, lie. And we are completely done with it. And after this live, that's it. We're done. We're walking away. You can do whatever you want. You will not get a response. Not from my team, you won't. Thank you, Tanya. And for everybody else on here. I'm no hacker. Granny Fanny taught me to screenshot. I'm telling you. And another thing about the screenshots, when you get these screenshots and you edit them, They're no longer valid. The metadata's gone. You have edited the metadata out of your screenshots, and they do need more, which was why I had that email to Martin to begin with a long time ago when I had gotten a threat. Excuse me, and I had gotten that threat, and I simply asked, I had never used Wireshark or any apps or anything like that because I know that if you get information on people, you can turn it into authorities, but you can't go on there and be like, I've got your information and then use it against you. That is illegal. And I'd asked him some things, and he actually sent me a video on how to. He sent me a video on how to do all these things. So, he's either breaking his rules or license or whatever it is he claims to have by doing these things, whatever he's doing. It's unbelievable. It really is. I've never seen such a mess. It's so idiotic. Yeah, it was a disgrace about Jules' brother. That was in such bad taste, to accuse him of that, and he was murdered. So, yeah, these are the people that are being supported. They are being supported, and they're being supported with having a Google blog to dox people and to try to cause discord within groups and to try to affect creators' lives and turn it upside down by posting disgusting things that can't be removed from the internet. I mean, all I can say is you're the one that has to answer for it at when your time comes in life. You will be the one having to answer for what you did, not to me, but to whoever your creator is, whoever you believe your creator is. Laugh when I recorded live and held my phone to my iPad. My hand really hurt. I had to keep recording like that for 45 minutes. I know, and it's so sad. Did someone say Granny Fanny? I learned to just close my eyes and listen to voices. I don't. I haven't seen Granny Fanny not since I've been back, and like I said, today's really the first day. Well, 3 days ago I came back for good, and yeah, why do you dig? Why do you have to know if you're not being threatened and this is not something the police need? Mind your own damn business. Just mind your business. Somebody got sucked into believing, well, lies to begin with is what started all of this. And then it just grew from there. Like somebody's gonna come in with a cape and give people computers and iPads and have tons and tons of pictures that is technically his company has written off as a loss, and he's either giving or selling and claims it's not illegal. Okay. Granny Fanny has been mentioned at least once a day since, and Granny Fanny will let you know if Granny Fanny is here. That's just the type of guy he is. He's not gonna hide. Yeah, that channel was kind of fun when it first came out. I thought it reminded me of the movie Saw. That's what I thought it was going to be like, in virtual. Not that somebody would really get hurt, but I'm saying virtually. Phoebe, I didn't even know you can edit emails and messages. Well, apparently so, because I saw the video where he showed a screenshot of a conversation, but then I saw the actual conversation in a screenshot. So yeah, if you're modifying and editing and taking things out of context, what's the point? Whatever happened to being civil and being able to say, this is what took place, this is what happened? You're going on assumptions and what people told you by hearsay. I was going by showing you the proof. And as I said before, I would have given you what I did. I was going to show you how I obtained that proof. I wasn't just going to be like, oh, here it is, take my word for it. No, I was going to show you the steps I took, which didn't include background checks. I mean, for God's sakes, that's just so ridiculous. I don't care how many times you've been married. I don't care what kind of car you drive or where you work or any of that stuff. It's ridiculous. Granny Fanny had made a comment a while back, like when he was on, he was saying, why do you want to know the identity of somebody? He was saying this to someone. Why do you need that identity? Why can't you just listen to a channel? If that channel's not asking anything of you, and what is it? It's like people just have to know. And then people go beyond that. And then they take your info and they do the kind of crap that has been done to me and to others. And it's just not okay. Yeah, it's a damn shame. Hold on, my chat is behind. Let me do something real quick. Pop out. There we go, I'm caught up. Tanya said, but Granny Fanny gave me a voice. I think he did give a voice to a lot of people. I'm not, he took care of his own business. I'm not a part of that business. Because I was going to have people on, it wasn't about them being victimized. There was an important message to be told, and there were things that needed to be shared. And but they didn't want to do that. They were so scared that I was going to show something on them that they didn't want other people to find out, that they began to attack me. And then they began to build with Ruthie and Wendy, and who Ruthie and Wendy have nothing on me. I was always kind to them, always. Wendy was on my first live in support of me. Don't you think if something bad went happen in my mod chat that she would not have been on my first live cheering me on? Come on, people. Yeah, stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah, some people like to know the in and out of a duck's butt. That's well said. What time is it here? It is 11:25. What time is it there, Smurfy? Is Astral still a thing? I don't know. I haven't seen him around in a long time, but I wasn't subbed to his channel. Yeah, I know. I saw the friend thing. I got attacked by all of them for commenting on Outback's channel. I made a comment on there, and then here comes Dave. And then for some reason, Mike Brown sticks his nose where it doesn't belong. It's none of his damn business. I don't know what his issue is. I really think he gets off on this. Like, he is so into what's going on. It's just weird. But then came along Ruthie, then came along Wendy. And Ruthie supported me for a long time too. I don't understand all that. I don't. It Other than they believed what other people were telling them. I think I really don't. I really don't care. To be honest, they're not in my mod group for a reason. Wendy left the mod chat because I went on Pam's live. That's why she left. And because I was supposed to call her on that Monday and I didn't, and she just, I don't know. But I was always kind to them, and I never asked anyone to stop watching AD. My God, can people stop saying that? I never did. I've always been about do what you want. I don't care. Unless you're one of my very close friends, which is in my mod chat, and someone does something that is just not okay. It's different when friends support one another, but in the general public of viewers and subs, watch who you want. Don't be afraid to comment. Comment on the channels, engage with those channels. If someone literally is ugly to you because you did that, then that's their problem. Now, I've made it clear that because I've been doxxed along with others, and I have proof of that, uh, yeah, I personally do not want to be involved with anyone that supports that kind of abusive behavior. I have a right to say that, you know. Is Guilter Girl here? Guilter Girl, hello. You said, it doesn't matter what people choose to think. There is one creator of heaven and earth and all things within. He is the most high living God, above whom there is no other. Well, that's what Christians believe, but there's others who believe differently, and I just, live and let live on here. Hemi, what did you mean it happened so unexpectedly, Daphne? I missed that. Uh, tell him I said, hey, donkey. Jules, you're right. All I can say is people have more faces than a town hall clock. I don't, yeah, that, the lion thing really got to me. Uh, it was a domino effect. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yep, Daphne, it did. It brought us all together. So it is what it is. And uh, the ones that I know for a fact, that took images of other people's kids and did things they shouldn't have been doing, those people are not here today. I know who did that, and I have proof of that. I've never believed or supported, people using other people's kids' profile pictures to get back at them. That's just wrong. It's as bad as when you go off doxing people. I'm glad to see you here, Guilter Girl. I really am. Yeah, I'll know. Jewel says, I'll never support anyone who speaks slanderous bullshit about the dead. I agree with you on that, you know. I haven't, you know what? I haven't watched AD. Um, the day that we did that live and said I was done with it, I was done with it. I hear and see so much, and I've seen videos like in my feed about what he's doing, which I disagree with. But because I'm not keeping up with him, I really don't have a right to speak on it. Hemi, you were there with Ginger. I mean, with Ruthie and Wendy. You're right. You were there from the beginning. Drama like this has a way of sorting the shit from the gold. The shit end up together, and the gold ones end up together. Amen. And I think eventually that others will start to come back slowly. I mean, I don't buy subs. If it was all about that from the beginning, I would have done lives daily. Um, it when I left YouTube, or when the drama started, my sub count just sort of lingered at the same numbers. If it grows, it grows. Great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the people who are here and the people that want to engage, that's awesome. Let's just have a place to hang out and do content and change content and cover array of things is what my plans are. And to be honest, today I wasn't even coming in to talk about any of that. But because my morning started off with that screenshot, you know, Dave, that's just leave us alone. Just stop. Your butt hurt about the last video, but that was your behavior. I'm not accountable for your bad behavior. And, you know, if that made you look like the asshole, then you know what? Stop doing it. Stop doing what you were doing. Stop doing what you're doing now, because I can see it. Somebody is sending me pictures. I don't care about your group. I don't care about your network. I will leave you alone. Leave me alone. And I think Amber's made it clear, too. She wants to be left alone. And I don't, you know, I don't follow and read all these comments, so I don't know who's saying what in the comments, or if somebody's engaging, but then says they want to be left alone. I don't know. I can't speak on that, but I'm not there. I'm not gonna do that. But Amanda, I do hope you understand how I feel now, because even though by YouTube standards it's your first and last name and address and or your personal email, it's information that no one else knows or has access to. So I haven't seen that about you personally. Um, but to keep walking around calling me by my first name, I don't care. It was very childish of you to do that, and the fact that a video was made of you because you airbrushed and edited your face so much, and it is so obvious. Do a live, girl. Come on, do a live. Martin, do a live. Stop hiding behind your keyboards and your videos and do a live. A lot of this could have been settled a long time ago, but nobody wants to come forth. They just want to keep making drama and creating this stuff. Really childish. You don't believe that she moved houses. If she did, she wouldn't be telling the whole of YouTube world. No, you're right. Why would you? If you got threatened and you had to move, why would you tell someone you had to move? I think, and I'll be honest, she's one of the meanest people I've seen on YouTube, and vicious and laughing about things that are so inappropriate. I mean, just so inappropriate. And then wants to block. I disabled my comments on that so that everybody could see equally across the board. I didn't, you know, ban people at that point. The only ones that I have banned are those who are doing things to me. I haven't banned even those who have supported a channel that did dox me like that, because some of you don't know about it. So I had unblocked some people, and the troublemakers remained blocked. You're going to do a live with Breakfast Club. And I've heard some nice things about her. And as a matter of fact, I think I just subbed to her channel. Excuse me. From my understanding, she thinks along the same lines. I just have to see it for myself. But, you know, it's no more like, I really don't care who is doing what now. You can fight your own battles. Those who, you know, who are at a place where they feel like they're on the ledge, or that are, you know, can't use their real names, I understand that. But as for the others who are doing it because they're being ugly, yeah, just stay off my channel. Gilter Girl, you don't know who that is, but it makes me curious to watch. Are you talking about Amanda A? Or Amanda True Crime now is her name? She thinks it's funny too, because she thinks that because if you're a criminal, that it's her duty to protect the public from those criminals. So she thinks it's funny to put up people's mugshots who are in recovery for opiate addiction, um, and laugh and take part in that. It is the most disgusting thing I've witnessed on here. I think it's horrible. I don't know what that means, Donkey. What's a shav? Yes. I agree, Leslie. I'm st- I'm still the same person I was. Some things occurred because of specific people. And the sad part is that the truth hasn't come out about it yet. But I think in time, when you do things like that, it does come out. It does come out in time, because what's done in the dark will be brought to light. I mean, eventually that shit will float to the surface. They're mean and they're bullying in nature, and um, I find it not right that the rules of YouTube is you're not supposed to be using other people's content. So when you make a video and half your video is of somebody else's content, that's not right. To use bits and pieces to use commentary or to discuss something is different. But to make an entire video of other people's content and put it on your channel and stamp your name on it, whatever. Tanya, I'm glad you feel that way. I know that when you originally started, you were an AD supporter, and we have come a long way. And I am open, even to those who are doing things. They've never come to me and asked me directly. They've never come to me and asked me directly about things. An assumption gets you nowhere. Uh, what I see is someone who is controlling a narrative. He's controlling the narrative to make it fit, and then you'll see him say in certain comments, or I had before, that, well, he's not for sure, but, and then I'm thinking, well, why did you do the video then? If you're not sure, why did you do the video? Yes, you did, Tanya. I think we all did. And I can't really speak on. I know that his old team of mods were working with Martin at one point, I think. And then I hear about this Facebook page they've created. I don't know. I haven't even looked, because I'm just going to focus on this. I want to focus on content and us doing our thing on this channel, and possibly Ginger Ninja 2.0, which is sitting on private right now. I haven't released that because I wasn't sure if I was going to do what I was going to do on that channel, but I have some ideas. Amanda laughs at people's misfortunes and mocks them even further when they're already down and not deserving of any of it. And that's why I did come back and made a comment in support on Amber's channel. It was unbelievable, and I know that Amber was really sick during that time. On top of it, she had a stomach virus or something, but they think that it's okay to pay people back by doing things like that. And when you affect somebody's real life sobriety, that's not a game to me. That's not the kind of low blows you go for. You know, in the beginning, when we were putting out videos in response to somebody else, we were defending and then showing why we did what we did. But then it just stopped, and they started lying and doing those kinds of things. Who wants anything to do with that? The subs that are on there are the same subs, and then they're alts. That's it. That's it. And Smurfy, I'm glad you came in. I'll let you guys know when the next live will be. And again, I have no problem showing my face. So you won't always be in the dark over here. I'm going to test out some things as we go along to see what my bandwidth can handle as far as Wi-Fi, and what it can't. So there may be some trial by error. as we go along. Anybody have any ideas? Send them to me or leave the comments below. And if somebody has some real life stories that have happened to them, email them to me. It's on my About Me page. My email is on the About Me page. Assumption causes consumption. Yeah. Ooh, Buffy Buvster. You dibber dobber dirty deleter. Bye, Smurfy. Thank you for coming in. Donkey, I think she is a bully, was probably a bully at school and likes an audience or folks who love people being bullied. She is a liar. Well, I can pretty much bank that the next videos to come out will be about me. Um, and as I said, if you're lying in them, I'm not even going to respond. You're not going to get a response from me at all. If you want to talk about truth or facts, let's go head to head, toe to toe, and proof to proof. Anytime you want, I'm there. Once you laughed inside yourself about someone's nose, for a very long time after that, every time I looked in the mirror, I saw that nose on my face. Karma in action for me. Yep. Amanda was mocking Amber, and all the while, wasn't she in a pub physically fighting with her adult child? Correct me if I'm wrong. So I saw an article, well, because I saw the video. That's what I was saying. I didn't think she had been doxxed. I didn't see anything. Maybe she has been doxxed, but I have not seen anything. Again, I've been out of the loop. I'm going by hearsay or things that people have sent me, like emails or a screenshot here or there, or a video to watch, something like that. But I've refrained from all comments. I, I don't want to put my family's safety in danger, and just creating blogs with people's addresses on there. It's straight up bullshit, and any grown man that wants to do that to me is a coward. An absolute coward. Is despicable. And why? Because I had the truth? But had you given me a minute, I would have showed you how I obtained that proof. I would have shown you the steps I took and what was sent to me and what wasn't and how I researched. I was going to share all of that. I was completely open to it. Completely open to it. But, oh, in addition to that, speaking of, so we had the death threat, we had the Google blog, then someone signed me up for thousands of spam emails. I got through that. Someone signed me up for mail that fills, at this point, a grocery bag a day of junk mail, which is a waste of paper. And then someone took my phone number and they filled out an online application to have my mortgage refinanced, except they were giving them different addresses all over Georgia. So I was getting a minimum of 22 calls a day uh, from my online application request to refinance my house. I have one of the lowest interest rates on my home, but when people do that, every time a mortgage company pulls a background check on you, it does affect your credit score. So yeah, they managed to try to ding that. The police have all this, every bit of it, and I just think, honestly, for anybody that does that, you're a piece of shit. So yeah, it was all over the papers. I saw the article, but I didn't read it in its entirety. I didn't care. I didn't know it was with her daughter, you said, or her child, adult child. Was her was she doxxed in there? Like, did they give the address? So that's public. Just as she said, she's protecting our public from criminals who have a criminal history. I think that's the same thing, right? So somebody who can't control their temper, um, and gets into a physical altercation with their adult child. Yeah, there was some video, about me, about what they were doing, because this is what's taken place in the past 3 months. All of this. And yeah, it was rough. I've lost some friendships that have affected me. And again, at the source was somebody that was a freaking liar. Um, it is what it is. You can't change the past. That's right. VPNs don't protect when police are looking. And yeah, I like the comment that somebody made earlier. When you don't have to be in the US to run a background check if you have a VPN. Hello. So there's no telling who's doing it. Well, I have a good idea. And if this person keeps blaming me, um well, you just may find yourself in my next video. Phoebe, thank you. Her adult child was fighting someone and Mommy Dearest stepped in. Did it name her town or her address or... But I'm confused here. If that was public knowledge, then how is that doxing? Studying for her degree. Somebody who is studying for their degree. I went back at age 28 when I was studying for my degree, and that was before I had kids. I know I wouldn't have had time to have videos up on my channel, 4 or 5 videos a day. But of course, if you're using other people's content, that would be easy to do. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate the support. I do. Not gonna lie, it's been rough. I've learned a lot in a short amount of time. People that you trust turn out to not be trustworthy. Someone who once gave me some advice, she was right about a lot of things, and one being that, people will appear one way and then switch. Like one particular person, I was there for her when her husband was going through prostate cancer. I was there when she got, when someone turned on her. I was there when her mother passed away suddenly. And then I didn't hear from her for a little bit, and I thought how strange that was because we'd been talking for a year. And next thing you know, there she is, hanging out with that crowd. So I thought, yep, that's it. That's done. So I'm keeping it to the bare minimums. Like I said, we'll do content and we'll do some other fun things too. And if it's not your cup of tea, let me know in the comments. We'll change it. We'll put that on the other channel. Smurfy, you said I did mine externally as a single mother of very young ones. What was it that you did? Yep, Daff, it has been. Phoebe, yep, you're right. And as I said, I'm glad I've made amends with those that that were open to receive. I'll just leave it at that. But her Facebook said her location, so that would be her giving that info out, not doxing. Yeah, I'd have to see that video again. I didn't look at it fully. All I know is she kept saying she was doxed, is what they were saying. But she wants around calling me, every comment she addresses me on when I show up somewhere, she calls me by my first name. And, I mean, everybody knows my name, so I don't understand what the big deal is. Bachelor of Justice, double majoring in criminology and policing and investigations. How wonderful is that? That is scary that you guys have someone who is majoring in those things and who are going to then join the force. Wow, I would be scared if I were y'all. I definitely have learned who are the people that I can trust and who the people I cannot trust. And so, the Ninja Mod Squad is made up of a group of some wonderful people who have been amazing. Also was a court support worker with victims of crime. Really? That's scary. So when she said she had a police officer friend, was it because she's in that field? Like, is she's majoring in all these things? I know, here comes the mower again, y'all. Yeah, exactly. Thanks to everyone who put a thumbs down. That is still interaction. You're not hinting for it? I must have missed something here. Oh, you don't know my name. Yep. Yep. Well, I go by Ashley, but she calls me my first name. I have a first, middle, and last name. You know, she does it just to be a bitch, so I've already been doxxed, so it doesn't matter to me. I have nothing to hide. Um, there's nothing in my past. In my profession, I've had to do a Homeland Security and background check. When I adopted, did a background check, thumbprints, fingerprints, all of that, home security background check. And one other thing I had to do a home security check for. Oh, when we changed our license to have this new symbol on it, they do that for Homeland Security. Yeah. Oh, great. Thanks for the thumbs down. You removed your thumbs down. I know, God forbid me get any views or interaction. Oh, Smurfy, those are your qualifications. Hold on, I gotta go back and look again. So you're the one that has the Bachelor of Justice, double majoring in criminology and policing and investigations. That's your qualifications in your background, is what you're saying? Yep, and court support worker was me too. That's awesome, and that's phenomenal because I know you're a good person, and I know that what you've done has probably made a difference for the better in other people's lives. I I don't know. I just want the BS to stop, and just leave us alone. We're not looking. We don't want anything to do with them. Nothing. So just stop. They need content. Thumbs down from 42 and still going down. Well, at least I got 19 thumbs up. You guys in the comments, let me know what you think. If you have any cases you want to hear, anybody have any stories that they want me to make a video of, send them in to me. My email's on my About Me page. Send them in to me, and then let me know in that email if you want me to give you credit by name or not, or what name you want credit by. Yeah, they took their thumbs down back. I'd like to tell them what they can do with those thumbs, but I won't do that because I am a lady, unlike some of the channels that talked about things this morning. So you guys, I'm gonna bring it to a close, and next live I'll come on. I won't give you a blank screen, and it may just be chit chat, maybe to catch up and see what's going on. I just want to try to take people's minds off of A, the drama, and B, COVID while they're at home. So let's get back to doing what we do and stay away from those who are tearing you down. Just be around those who lift you up, to my Ninja Mod Squad, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You know how much I love y'all. And I thank you very much because I know our hours are completely different and you're on the underside of the world for being here. And again, for those who didn't catch it in the beginning, I've unblocked a lot of, I've unblocked the non troublemakers, uh, so you're no longer blocked on this channel. We're just moving on, is what we're doing. Yep, Daphne. Thank you everyone for joining in this live, and thank you for respecting everyone in here. It's been a pleasure, and I'm glad that people decided to not come in under alts to cause problems, because that's the last thing that we want. Um, Onwards and upwards. I think that says it all. Alright, so I'll see you guys soon. Devil Mike, thanks for stopping in. Jules Kitchener, Phoebe, Leslie, everybody, thank you. I appreciate the support, and it was good catching up with everyone. So I will see you guys soon. Y'all stay safe and healthy, and continued prayers that you get your food in and rations and toilet paper too. I'll see y'all soon. Bye bye.